right now 2 to 3 times a week. And like what kind of exercise do I participate in? Well, we have our practice training, so that's like cardio and stuff like that, really. And like conditioning. And then with S&C, that's the strength, like the lifts. The game day prep, a lot of conditioning. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
I exercise I try to get in 2 to 3 times per week. And the exercises I do are usually half cardio and half strength training. And cardio is usually running, biking, and cycling.
I play soccer and I exercise probably minimum 5 times a week, like training, gym training, sort of both. Usually 4 or 5 times in the varsity S&C, and then 3 times in the dome doing soccer, and 2 of those days I also run afterwards.
Off ice is twice a week, so I do 1 resistance and 1 aerobic.
With me personally, I think at the beginning it was kind of intimidating, but now not so much.
That's a great question, because I actually always work out in the women's section of the gym, because I always feel so intimidated by the men, and not just the men, but like the elite looking athletes in the co-ed gym. And I just feel like they're judging my form, and I guess just the way I work out.
Sometimes I get a little creeped out. An example of that is just like I was doing hip thrusts with a bar, and this guy is just like dead staring at me, like watching me, and he was trying to be encouraging, but it came off as creepy. So, and then like squatting and certain movements, like being with mixed genders, I feel like sometimes makes you self-conscious, and also kind of puts your like who's watching me like senses on. Anyway. Just sometimes it's kind of awkward when it's like the only girl and the rest of them are guys, but it's usually not bad, and there's never any awkward interactions.
I mean, personally, I would rather just train by myself. When I go home for the summer, like I have an at-home gym that I use, and I feel anxious sometimes in public gyms, just with the amount of people, and I feel like I'm being stared at.
I guess you would say there's this hourglass figure you have to be. Yeah, just like that's kind of what my mind goes to for this question. I know I've seen that, especially social media. There's a lot of fitness stuff and certain things on social media, believing that those are the expectations coming into the gym. And I've seen a lot of sexualized stuff on especially onto females and males too, but female, we're talking just about females, that you have to look a certain way. And yeah.
I guess they sort of think of like if you're fit, then like you run a lot, and it's not necessarily like you weightlift or you play a sport. Like sometimes like I feel like it's more like with men you see more different types of athletes, but I feel like the stereotypical female athlete is like more limited, if that makes sense.
I feel like the expectations is like that we only do like core and lower body. I feel like it's like expected that we're not going to be strong upper body, and like like I guess we like physiology is physiology, where men are stronger in certain aspects, but I feel like if you do bench heavy, everybody's like, oh, like good for you, or do like you're doing chin-ups or whatever, and it's like I've had a coach, I did like 8 chin-ups, and they were like, wow, like that's good for a girl, and it's just like so.
A flat belly, I feel like that's such an expectation for a woman, that you have to be very slim or curvy to look good, and not as big and muscular, I would say.
I feel comfortable wearing shorts. I probably wear, well, it depends what day, but I've seen, again, coming up with social media, I've seen a lot of ladies with the really tight leggings and that shows their butt, which, I mean, if that's them, you know, going to the gym, that's fine, and if they're comfortable with that. But personally for me, I don't want to be a part of that sexualized, like I don't like wearing tight stuff. Mind you, you know, I do wear shorts, but like I wear the biker shorts first and then I put that over so it's nothing's being exposed when I'm doing certain exercises, when it comes to maybe like squatting or anything like that.
I feel like a t-shirt and shorts, like I wouldn't, and like maybe a tank top, but I wouldn't want to work out in like, you know, something like smaller or like more revealing, just because I feel like that opens up a lot of like people like staring.
Wearing in mixed, I usually wear like a super baggy t-shirt and like longer shorts. That's just my personal, like whether it was all girls, all guys, it doesn't really matter. I wouldn't really change it. That's just my personal thing. But yeah, I do feel like I have to cover up sometimes, especially like on squatting days or lower body days. Like I'll usually wear shorts that like are tighter underneath a different, like these ones, for example, like they have like an under pair of shorts so that, you know, I feel more covered up.
Is what usually what I'm wearing now. So like a tank top and then my running shorts. So, yeah, so nothing too revealing, but also at the same time comfortable and resist from sweating.
So yeah, sorry, I would wear baggy shorts or like baggy pants and then a baggy t-shirt.
I feel like a lot of people I know have just had people like, have found people like staring at them or saying kind of like comments about their body that make them uncomfortable. Definitely, I feel like that's a really common thing that you see, especially in like mixed gender gyms.
I did explain stories earlier about some sexist experiences, again, like the chin-up story where like I did 8 or something and like, oh, that's pretty good for a girl. Or, you know, like the gym that I work out at home, there's like I squatted or I deadlifted like 245 or something with like a hex bar, and they were like, oh, like that's so good, like you're so blah blah blah, like, oh, my son does that. And it's like, okay, like, oh, you could have just said good job, but you have to add the gender comment. So
in like last year at high school, there were some people who went to like a public gym and they kind of had experiences like that, but never at Ontario Tech here that I know of.
In a gym. Yes, I've seen it, like I've heard about it, like my friends go to the gym, and there's this one time specifically that this guy came up to her and was like, you look a little too small to lift that much weights, or like just stuff like that. Or it's like could be like the opposite where it's like, why are you hitting weights? You should be hitting cardio, like implying that she's bigger. So that has happened.
Host or maybe have like a certain time where it can be just, I guess, a woman's only kind of space, or even like have it maybe, if we're talking about here at Ontario Tech, and maybe having it in one of those studio rooms. You can supply like weights, extra weights, and med balls and stuff like that in there. I feel like maybe just a separate space for them would be making it more accessible.
I would say there should be more women trainers because I find that I'm more comfortable around them and they're more expert in what type of workout a woman should do, especially like, you know, when they're on their time of the month, and at the same time, like the capacity a woman should be doing at the gym and what type of workout is appropriate, and also like what weight I should be using and the form.
Yeah, I think just like, because you could have like a male room. I think if they were just like separated, so there was like a co-ed for people that want to be in the co-ed part, and then an all female, just so like everyone is on an equal playing field and they can go to where they are comfortable. would be the best.
I definitely tell her that you don't need to wear certain things or expose yourself to, fit the expectations. Stay off social media. That's what I tell my younger self. If you're gonna go and look at social media for health and fitness, don't do that. Always find actual experts, people at schools, trainers, actual people in real life and not online.
I would say like to enjoy it, and that like health and fitness is different for everybody. So like playing like a varsity sport is one way to be healthy, but then there's also like healthy and like fitness can also be applied to other parts of your life. Like it's not necessarily just working out every day, but it's also like what you eat and drinking enough water and getting sleep and stuff like that. So it's everything, not just working out.
And I would say to my younger self, just keep doing what you're doing, try new sports, don't be afraid to try something new, and also to value your not just your workout, but also value like everything else health related, like your mental health and then your diet. And at the same time also to really focus on recovering, because that's always been like a working progress for me, where I go too extreme at the gym or working out that like I forget to rest or forget to stretch. So that's something that I would tell my younger self.
Keep going. I think I never liked working out when I was a kid. When I was younger, like I started training when I was like 11 or 12 in a gym with a trainer. So I feel like I just tell myself to keep going, and that just like compete with yourself. Like don't worry about what other people think, and just worry about yourself.
That fitness doesn't have to be like a dreading experience. You don't have to like dread going to work out and stuff or doing any sort of fitness, because it can be really fun, and you just have to find the fun ways to work out. And it could be like just swimming at the pool when you're younger, or it could be like playing tag with your friends, and it doesn't have to be like doing wind sprints all the time.
It doesn't matter what something says on the scale. Like I know I'm healthy and I'm like at my like top physical like peak for hockey right now. Like I'm very in shape. So just don't worry about the number on the scale and just be happy with who you are and yourself.
I think maybe that everybody learns and like grows at different paces, and that not everybody can like adjust to the same program at the same rate. Like some people move through programs like week to week, they improve a lot faster than other people. So to know that that's the case.
That girls feel uncomfortable when they're around guys, mostly like, I know it's sad to say like assume so, but also like assume so that sometimes women feel uncomfortable, especially around working around guys. Also just to put like the ears up on like certain comments that are made towards them. And I know like it's hard because you're trying to focus on giving the right programs and doing this and that, and it's like, especially like again with the group that I work out with, there's like 5 of us, so like if somebody's like watching me and creeping me out, like the last thing they're thinking about is like, oh, like what did they say? It's like, oh, I need to make sure that this person's going and this person's going and this person. So I don't know, maybe just to be aware of like certain comments that people make, and also the comments that they make, and just make sure that they don't have like a sexist undertone.
So just knowing that everyone progresses differently and that they have different strengths as well. Like some people might be really good at upper body but not so much at lower body, so then their lower body like progressions might have to be a bit slower than the upper body ones.
I guess being consistent with gym days, like every week, that's a big gym success to me. Being in the gym like as much as I can, especially as an athlete now. Like I never thought I'd be in this position ever.
I feel like since starting here at Ontario Tech and like being like more consistent in the gym. Like I can see the progress, and like I can do things that I like, push-ups. I can see that I've gotten a lot better at that in the past like couple months that I've been here, and I feel like that's a big thing because with my club teams didn't really do that much gym work, so now that I'm here I can really like see the differences being made.
I don't know. I feel like I've stuck with it for a long time and I've grown a lot in terms of like lifting, but I think just like maybe everything. I came back from an ACL tear, so I feel like since then I've really put in the work in the gym and like made sure to make it a priority. But yeah, I feel like just coming back from that, I would say like my prehab for that was really successful and I'm really happy with it. But yeah.
I'd say I've never been a fan of going to the gym and working out. That's not my thing. And if I do want to do it, I pick what I want to do. So I've always had a tough time being told what workouts to do and when to go. But I've definitely moved away from that, and I actually enjoy the workouts that they provide for us.
For me, I feel like it's just seeing myself grow and get stronger in the gym compared to like even just this past month, like the beginning of November, and also since coming to August, seeing myself get stronger and like adding more weight to stuff that I didn't think I'd be able to do before, and also like getting faster and more endurance on the field as well.
I started doing triathlons in the past couple of years, and because part of it is also actually going to the gym because of strength training and building muscles and all that. And also the gym also has cardio machine, so I utilize those in order to improve in my hobbies such as the triathlon. And at the same time too, I would say completing the CN Tower stair climb in 20 minutes, so that I use the gym to train for that, especially the Stairmaster and a lot of leg workouts in order to help me succeed in climbing more than 1,700 steps upwards at the gym at the CN Tower. So yeah, thank you.